Hey guys, what's up? I'm Udoka. I'm a year 10 student who's currently doing his GCSEs, and in this week's video I want to share with you some ways that I've remained productive during quarantine. With everything that's been happening recently, it's so easy just to lie in bed all day and play on your console or watch some Netflix series. But you really shouldn't, and I'm sure you know that. That's why you probably clicked on this video. So these things have helped me remain productive during quarantine, and I hope they can help you too. Because soon this will end and you will have to get back to your regular life, and you don't want to be in a massive slump for another month before you adjust to everything again. So try and remain productive, try and get work done, so it's easier to actually function as a human being when we get back to our regular lives. So if you want to skip to any part of this video, check the description as there will be timestamps there so you can jump around to any section you want to. Now if you like these kind of videos, make sure to subscribe and share with your friends because that would be much appreciated. And don't forget to turn on post notifications so you know when I upload it. Now, tip number 1 is exercising. Exercising is a great way to remain productive and to remain fit at the same time. I love exercising, whether that's going on my daily walk or going on a run, and I'm even fortunate enough to have a gym at home which I can use. So exercise is a big part of my life, and it should be in everyone's life. And exercising has been shown to improve mental and physical fitness, so it's a win-win in both situations. Exercise can also be really fun if you put on a bit of music or listen to a podcast while exercising. It's not as boring as some people may think. I know not everyone has access to a gym, or maybe they can't run outside, but there are plenty of home workout videos that you can follow along with. There are some YouTubers like Joe Wicks, or the body coach you may know him as, and he does a kind of weekly home workout series, which is really interesting and really stimulating if you follow along with it. Now, if that isn't your cup of tea, you can also just dust off the bike that's probably been in your shed for a couple of years and try and go out for a bike ride and enjoy yourself. My second tip, which I mentioned in my last video, is to-do lists. To-do lists are amazing ways to keep your motivation and productivity high. If you don't know what you're going to do that day, how will you have any motivation to wake up and get out of bed and try to do your best? So what I like to do is, right before I go to bed, get out my laptop and see what I have to do tomorrow. I usually write down what I need to do on my whiteboard, so it's really easy to see when I wake up in the morning and really easy to tick off. And when I'm taking things off, it's just really motivating to see that I'm getting through all those individual to-dos. Also, I would recommend writing out by hand, so on paper or whiteboard, because when I put it into my phone, I notice I'm less likely to actually end up doing the thing. So write it down physically, because then we're more likely to do it. But even if you are writing it digitally, you are still more likely to do that task than to have a to-do list in your head. It's just like going out shopping and not having a list. Obviously, you need to know what to do, you need to know what to buy. This one is a difficult one to talk about because I don't know if people will like this one, but you'll probably have to cut down your phone usage a little bit. Now, I'm not going to stand in front of you and say that I haven't been on my phone for that amount of time, or sometimes I'm on my phone all day. Yes, everyone is, but we just need to know when we can cut our time and see ways we can make ourselves more productive by cutting out unnecessary Instagram or social media scroll. I used to keep track of this by going on my phone and actually starting a timer every time I went on it, but then obviously we have screen time now and stuff like that, which is on iPhone, so going to settings, as well as on Android, you have digital well-being. So you can easily see what apps you're spending the most time on, how many hours you're spending on your phone, and how many unlocks you're having per day. Now, I know some people charge their phone halfway through their day, and if you have a newer phone or your phone isn't that old and you're charging it halfway through the day, it's probably a sign that you're on it too much, so you should try and cut out a little bit more time. And try and only go on it for necessary things like maybe messaging family or checking a bit of social media. But if you're just constantly watching through Netflix series or just constantly browsing through YouTube, then you should probably spend a little less time on it. For me, some good ways to cut out phone usage is also just to try and get my phone away from me in the morning, because that's what keeps me in bed. If I just touch my phone and then go back into bed, I'm really likely to just stay in my bed for a couple hours. So I actually use my watch as an alarm, which vibrates on my wrist. It's a smartwatch. It's a Samsung Gear Sport, so it connects to my phone, but usually before I go to bed, I turn off my Bluetooth so it's not connected, and then my alarm just comes from my watch. That way I don't have to touch my phone in the morning, and it's so much more easier just to actually get out of bed, make my bed, go and brush my teeth, and get changed, and then I can take my phone and go downstairs, and usually I go on it during breakfast. If you're struggling to study because your phone's near you, you should probably get it away, which I like to do before I start any session. I make sure that my phone is well away from me so I'm not tempted to look at it or go on it. And I talked about that in my last video. If you haven't checked out that video, make sure to head on down to my channel or the link in the description. Tip number 4 is learn a new skill. With everyone being stuck at home, this is a perfect time to try and teach yourself something new. Recently, I've been trying to learn CSS and HTML. That way I can make a website for my CV and maybe make a website for this channel or even start a blog. And what I did for that was go on YouTube and type up HTML course, and I found a really nice 11-hour course which people recommend, and that's all free. Now 11 hours sounds like a lot, but all I do is go through it for about an hour a day, sometimes 2, and then that stacks up pretty quickly and I'll be done with the course in about 11 days. Now, if coding isn't your cup of tea, you could also do other things like graphical design, video editing, you could learn to cook, you could learn to knit, and so much more. And another great application I've been using for that is Skillshare. On Skillshare, I started looking at Ali Abdaal's course about revision and his course about Anki flashcards, and that's really helped me a lot. If you are interested in Skillshare, you can check the link in the description for a 2-month free trial and try and develop some of your own skills. There are a wide range of courses. It's available on all platforms, so check it out. Now this segues into my next point, which is mainly for students, and that is try and learn a new method of revision or try and learn a new method of learning. Because with so much free time, I'm sure you can find something more efficient than just writing down notes or copying down the textbook. Like I said, I've been using Anki, which is a really powerful flashcard app and very popular among medical students. Now this app does have a bit of a learning curve, which is why I actually did go on Skillshare and check out Ali Abdaal's course, because he explains it super well and has a lot of professionals coming in and teaches you about it. Some people would say, why don't you just use Quizlet? Yeah, Quizlet is okay. It's like Anki with a paintbrush to it. It's a lot fancier, it's a lot more colourful. But Anki is so much more powerful because it's an actual app and not a web-based system. And they don't focus on pretty things, they focus on the algorithm, which incorporates spaced repetition and help you learn things a lot better. Final tip is have a designated workspace. It's always good to have a dedicated space where your brain knows it's time to work. Try and find a place near a window, that way you're getting lots of light and your brain doesn't fall asleep if you are on your bed. Now, as I said last video, I don't recommend working on your bed because scientists actually do say that it hinders your sleep. So try and get a desk or try and work somewhere as far away from your bed and get a lot of light. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, send me a DM on Instagram or any other social media platforms. Speaking of Instagram and social media, all my socials will be linked down in the description, so if you want to follow me and keep updated with anything that's happening, make sure to check that out. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share with your friends if you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a productive week.